So the prevalence of online job searching has been on the rise, and COVID accelerated the shift to remote job applications and virtual interviews. This is in spite of the fact that some estimates suggest that up to 70% of all jobs are not published on publicly available job search sites. And research has long shown that anywhere from half to upwards of 80% of jobs are filled through networking. Personally, I've never been a fan of the exclusive online spray and pray approach. And as an executive recruiter, I can tell you that that method is not the most effective for most people. In fact, I wrote a book about the topic in 2011. It's called Career Mapping: Charting Your Course in the New World of Work. The thesis is still relevant today and can likely save people unnecessary angst if you're up for doing some of the work. Hi, I'm Jenny Clark, a conscious leadership expert who spent 2 decades in executive recruiting and talent management. Having worked with giants like Google, Spencer Stuart, I discovered that the secret to transformative leadership lies in the 5 dimensions of conscious leadership. And I'm here to help you unlock your full potential. Join me on this channel as we embark on an honest and vulnerable journey together to become the kind of leader that genuinely inspires organizational transformation. I have a few ways you can get involved in this conscious community. First, I've created a free career map to help you uncover your next career move. Second, I've created exclusive content for you with a community of like-minded leaders. And lastly, I send out a free newsletter every week. To learn more, check out the description of this video. More is not better when a few is enough. However, when it comes to job hunting and career decisions, I think people have a tendency to think more choices are better, but this is rarely true. Having 3 or 4 real opportunities that are truly promising and desirable is better than having 15 or 20 possibilities that have a low probability of coming to fruition or that you might not really even be that interested in. Too often, people use the shotgun approach versus the rifle approach. I don't love guns, but I'm going to use this reference. The shotgun pellets spread out and cover a wide area, but they don't travel very far or very accurately. The bullet from a rifle flies far and true, making it better suited to bigger, faster targets. I've watched people spend countless hours applying for opportunities on job boards and chasing hiring managers and recruiters when they failed to ask 3 fundamental questions. What do you really want, at least at this stage in your life? Do you have the competencies, even if not direct experience, to perform well in that role? Are you willing to do what it will take to stay in that role? These are essential questions. First of all, plot your history. Before you can decide where you're going, you need to look at your past to know whence you've come and what lessons you have learned. Don't make this hard. Go with the facts, pull out your resume, and start to fill in the map. Sectors and companies. Work first on the industry sectors, as I like to call them, and then work on filling in functions, formal roles, and competencies. You're determining your industries and companies and later your functions and roles so that you can approach the selected companies to inquire about opportunities that aren't necessarily posted. The other reason for you to select your favorite companies is it will force you to begin to learn as much as possible about those organizations and make a more informed decision about wanting to work there. You also increase the likelihood of finding an opportunity that actually suits you, rather than the position they might offer if you write in blindly. And when you do that, and you land the interview, you will dazzle the interviewer with your in-depth knowledge of the company and the industry, and you'll be able to give a compelling rationale for why you are so well suited for the company's culture and strategy. Functions. Functions in the workplace are categories that describe your broad skills base or expertise. Forget about level and rank for a moment. Functional categories tend to mirror the boxes on a company's organizational chart and can include finance, marketing, sales, human resources, operations. You get it, right? General management is also something, just to name a few. Roles and titles. Now, this is a fun part for me. To complete this part of your career map, you can search websites of targeted companies and career sites like Indeed, Career Builder, ZipRecruiter. In addition to online research, attend conferences or job fairs and review your current or most recent position description if it's a job that you really love doing. Then there are aspirational roles. Dream a little. What have you always wanted to do? Why not see if you can't create a route to get there? So what if it takes 10 years? You have to believe it to be it. Once again, it is vitally important to be thorough with this one. When I was an executive recruiter, one of the most frustrating things people would do to me was to thrust their resumes in my face and ask, "What do you think?" And sometimes I would respond with a question, "What do you want me to think?" The point is, no one can tell you what you should be doing. You must tell a potential employer, and you must have a rationale for what you tell them. If you're lacking in experience and or trying to make a transition into another industry or function, learning how to articulate what you are aiming for becomes even more critical, and you should use the language of competencies. Now, and only now, you're equipped with the language that your favorite companies use to describe roles that you want to perform. You have an understanding of the levels or ranking in the organizational structure, and you can tell someone where you see yourself entering the organization. Your clarity is compelling. I'm going to give you an example. I think I'm actually a great example of someone who had quite varied interests and was able to move across sectors and functions effectively over a number of years. I have never applied for a job since coming out of business school. Seriously. After business school, I went into banking. That role I learned about through the school and worked directly with one of the recruiters who was interested in me. In one of my assignments, I got exposed to commercial real estate and decided to explore it to see if I wanted to move into that sector. After about 6 months, I landed a gig with what's now known as JLL, Jones Lang LaSalle, a corporate real estate organization. I stayed there for 4 years before moving to another firm. When I decided to get out of real estate after 9 years and pursue executive recruiting, I started researching firms and sharing my objective with a few people I thought could help me. Over about a year, I had a number of interviews with one firm, didn't get that job. A former colleague had been approached by one of the firms I was interested in. I told him of my interest, and he told me that he actually wasn't interested, but he introduced me to the managing partner of the firm, Spencer Stewart. After about 6 months of discussions, I was in, and I stayed 12 years. It changed my life. Couple of parting thoughts on this whole process. Know your strengths and competencies. Know where you are and where you're planning to go. Be proactive in deciding what you want, not just reacting to what's out there. People say that to me. Well, what's out there? Everything is out there. Don't allow yourself to be locked into doing only what you've done in the past. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to pursue multiple opportunities, a limited number, all at once, just not too many. Finally, don't compare yourself to others, ever. This is your journey. I know firsthand how taking that first step can be the catalyst for a life-changing transformation. I remember the moment I decided to harness my strengths, and it made all the difference in my career. That's why I've created a career mapping tool just for you to help you uncover your unique competencies and leverage them to design your own career map. Take the first step towards your next level by clicking the link in the video description, and let's start this incredible journey together.